Hi, my name is Bishop Gregory Lightner, and this is Pastor Karen Lightner, and we are the hosts of Is Love Enough? And today we're going to be joined with Apostle Derrick Moon and Pastor Charmaine Moon.
We would like to thank WYTV7 Community Broadcasting Network for hosting Is Love Enough? WYTV7 is a nonprofit organization that educates, empowers, and encourages others and appreciates all donations.
So our topic today is I love my family, but what about me? And we're going to ask the Moons to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. My name is Apostle Derrick Moon of True Foundation Outreach Ministry, and this is my wife,
Pastor Charmaine Moon.
And we are right here in Charleston, South Carolina, and we're just happy to be here on the show.
Okay, how long have you been married and how many children do you have?
We've been together 24 years.
Wow.
And we have 6 children and 1 grandbaby.
Awesome.
So let's ask the big question
Of the day.
Is love enough?
Not always. It's not always enough. It's always something more.
I would say love is the foundation. But just like a foundation, you can't live on a foundation. You build on a foundation. So your love is definitely the first thing you need, but it's a whole lot more that goes into the building than just the foundation.
Yes, totally agree. Love is the foundation that we build on and need a lot of other things to go along with it to make it work.
Yes. Thinking about all the hats you both wear, like parents, pastors, thriving careers, and being entrepreneurs, share with our audience how you manage to juggle it all.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Because I tell people all the time, I'm a really, really busy person. And a lot of times, I have my phone and different things with me, but when I'm working and stuff like that, I don't always get to, respond quickly to people. And then sometimes I think people get offended because I don't respond right away, but then I have to go back and let everybody know, not only do I have a regular job, but I also own a cleaning company. And I also am an author of books that I'm writing. And I'm also a mom, a wife, a grandmother. So I'm always busy, but I'm able to handle it all because I don't schedule too many things at once. And I don't try to overwhelm myself or overload myself. When I feel like it's just too much, I just, I sit back, I'll sit my phone down and I'm like, well, they're going to have to talk to the answer machine till I get myself centered and I can handle it all. But other than that, I'm able to, balance it all because, since Derrick and I met, we were never like just the two of us. Because when he met, he had a 5-year-old son and I had a 2-year-old daughter already. So we've never been like, just the two of us where we weren't able to balance it all. But I've learned in all these years how to handle it all, balance it all, and make it work. So that's what I do.
And for me, the key word is balance. You got to find balance. And just like if you're trying to balance something, if it's leaning too much one way, you take from that and give to the other side to find that balance. And I think that's what it's all about, being able to find the balance between everything that you're doing. Because like I said, as leaders in the church, as parents, as business owners, as employees, we definitely have to find that balance. And it's about your mental state. And I believe when most people can't find a balance, is because they're trying to find the balance outside of themselves. It's really about balancing yourself. When I learned to really take care of myself, my physical, and really take care of me, get proper rest, all these things I had to learn. When I was young, it wasn't clicking. I thought I could do it all in my own power, in my own strength. But as I got closer and got wiser in God, I realized I had to take care of myself. We're realizing that, making doctor's appointments, going to bed on time, taking those days off just to rest, not overextending ourselves, not committing to too much that you really can't get to, not overstressing yourself, not taking things from one place to another. What I mean by that is like, I don't bring work home. You know, work is at work. When I'm at home, I'm at home. When I'm in church, I'm at church. I focus on whatever I'm doing at that moment. I give it my full attention so I can do good at whatever I'm doing. A lot of people, we try to do so much and we think we're doing a lot and we're really failing on all sides. But if we learn to focus and have that balance, when I'm here, I'm here. When I'm at the next place, I'm at the next place. And I have to give it my full attention. When I'm with my children, you know, being that we have 4 adult children and 2 teenagers, when we spend time with them, you have to give that particular child your full attention. You have to be in the conversation with them. You have to know what's going on. You have to be aware. They can't be talking to you and your mind is thinking about work. Just like at church, your members can't be confiding in you and you thinking about what you're cooking at the house. You have to, and that's all about balance. You know, you have to be in the moment. And I had to learn, it took me a while to learn that. But I've learned to find that balance and not overextend myself and still yet taking some time for me. Taking some time for me to just clear my mind, just get that sense of peace. Have a spot that you can go to that's a place of peace. If it's just riding your car by yourself with the music on or music off, whatever you need to balance yourself, that's what's necessary.
Let me ask this question because you talk about balance and separation, like compartmentalizing church, family, children. Let's talk about how do you do that? Because for a lot of ministers who are younger or who are less, who are trying to get to a certain level, it's all about that grind. It's all about that next ministry appointment. And we both have been there, younger. We've got older, so we're more wiser now. But how do you get to the point where you balance and say, family is important, is here. Marriage is important, is here. Job is important, is here. Career is important, is here. How do we get there?
Well, you know, one of my kids said something one day a long time ago when they were much younger, and they made a comment that stuck with me for a long time when they said, "Well, Mama, you can't be the pastor at a house and at the church. You have to be a mama when I need to talk to my mama." So it was like, oh God. So, you know, sometimes the kids will open your eyes to things that you wasn't really paying attention to. And we have to understand that in the house, I'm their mom and I have to be a mom, because sometimes our children don't want to come and talk to us or confide in us if we're going to come to them at a pastor standpoint all the time. They don't want to talk like that. They want to talk to mom or they want to talk to dad. They don't want to always say, well, let me tell you what the word said. No, they want to hear, you know, what would you do? How did you handle the situation as a person, as a human being, as an individual? So they said that to me a long time ago, and they grown out the house now. So that thing stuck with me for a long time, you know.
For me, it's a little different because what I always say is that I'm the same person all the time. So you can take me out of different situations, but the common denominator in every situation is me. And if I'm honest and true to who I am, then for me, I find no problem seamlessly going from one station to the other because I'm always the same. You're going to get the same answers from me. You're not going to get a wild off-the-cuff answer because I'm in dad mode, because I'm not in pastor mode. I don't go into the church trying to be holier than thou. So when I'm talking to you later on, it doesn't seem like a big variance of who was just in the pulpit, because the same way I'm talking now is the way I talk in Bible study. The same way I'm talking now is the way I talk at work. The same way I'm talking now is the way I talk in the house. And what I say about myself is I manage, I pastor, and I parent all the same way. Because to me, essentially, it's the same job. It's a leadership role. I'm in a leadership role. So I can't talk to you like I'm not in a leadership role. Because as a parent, I'm obligated to give you that instruction. As a pastor, I'm obligated to give you that instruction. In my jobs, I've always been in management roles for the past 15 plus years. I've been in management, so I'm obligated to give you that instruction. So the instruction comes from me the same way. It doesn't matter the situation. And I feel like as long as I'm everything I do is done in honesty and in love. Now, honesty and truthfulness, everybody don't like. So a lot of times you rub people the wrong way when you honest, when you real, when you truthful, when you straightforward. But my big thing on the backside of that is I'd rather you hate me now and appreciate me later. My kids, like I tell them, I said, I'm your parent. I'm not your friend. There's nothing in the contract that say I got to be your friend. We can be friendly, but I'm your parent, and a parent's window is very small. We only got a little bit of time to insert what we can insert into these children's lives before they're grown for the rest of their life, and we move into a more advisory position. So, like I tell them, I explain to them their whole life. I don't have but a small window to be your parent. I don't have time to be your friend. Same thing at work. If I'm working, you only at work for what, 8 hours a day. And if I'm the manager on duty, I have 8 hours to manage you. I'm not here to be your friend. I think we mess up in these leadership positions, especially nowadays with this newer age, where we try to accommodate everybody. And I always tell people, especially in ministry, it's one God, and it's billions of people. Now, what is it easier to do? Please the one God or try to please all these people? So if I'm doing what God has told me to do, and you're upset with what I'm doing, and I know it's what God told me to do, you're not mad with me, you mad with God, because I'm just following his instructions. So I don't put that weight on me as to trying to please people. So for me, it's easy to transition from one thing to the other, because really, to be honest, you're going to get the same answer. Whether if you ask me in church or you ask me at home, the answer's still the same, because I'm the same person. I don't change my answer for what the situation.
That's good. At what point in your marriage did you step back and say to yourself, what about me? And how hard was it to share your feelings with your spouse?
I can honestly say that was, it just had to have been maybe like 2-3 years ago when I had to say, what about me? Because ever since the moment I started, having children and being married, it was like, I wanted to make sure everybody else was good. And I wanted to make sure everybody else was straight. And then whenever I get to me, I get to me. So I think maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I had to sit back and I'm like, we're about to be empty nesters. And really, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know, what I really like anymore, what I really want to do anymore, because I've always been trying to do stuff for other people and make sure that they're good. So I can say it's been about 2-3 years ago that I had to step back and say, man, what about me? What am I going to do now? How am I going to, spend time with me to get to know me again? So it's been about 2-3 years ago.
I think for me, it is when
Pastor, that's a good a point right there, because a lot of women in ministry who are mothers, once their kids grow up, and they're empty nesting, they have been pastor, they have been mother, they have been wife, and now the kids are gone, and it takes a moment for them to find themselves again. So right there, can you talk to some of the women who are listening about finding yourself again?
What I had to do, and what I think, a lot of people may want to try, is to sit still for a few minutes and meditate. I had to learn how to meditate and center myself and understand that, okay, let me see what it is that I really like to do, what it is that I want to achieve, what my goals are. Because like I said earlier, all my goals and achievement was for everybody else. So what I feel like a lot of women should do, or what they should take the time to do, is get in your car, turn everything off, and ride by yourself. Turn your phone off, ride by yourself, and learn to listen to you. Learn to listen to what's going on in you. Learn to check yourself out. I've made it my business too. Sometimes I just get in my car and I go. I don't care if I go out to eat by myself. I don't care if I go and get my nails done, go get a massage, whatever. I go and spend time with me, because spending time with me helps me to understand what I like and who I am and what I enjoy doing without everybody else in the picture. So I had to learn how to get to know me again. And I've been doing that for a while now.
That's good. That's good. Let's commercial break, and right after this, we're going to come right back and jump back in with Apostle Moon to answer that last question.
Amen.
Always been my mission to help people with their health. Organs are some of the most nutrient-dense superfoods on the planet, and yet we're not getting them in our diet. My name is James Berry. I've been a chef for over 16 years. I came up with this new product. It's called Pluck. It's an organ-based all-purpose seasoning. In Pluck, you don't need to know how to cook. Just simply either make a food how you would and finish it with Pluck. You can add it to the recipe while you're making it. You can finish it with Pluck. You can simply just season your meal with Pluck. By being a shelf-stable spice, can be added to any food. Popcorn, rice, salad, chicken, fish, eggs, you name it, and you can use it with Pluck. The organ-based all-purpose seasoning that's versatile and goes with any food. Nutrition in a pinch.
Hi, welcome back to Is Love Enough, where we are talking with Apostle Derrick Moon and Pastor Charmaine Moon on the topic, love. I love my family, but what about me? And before the break, we were talking about the question balancing, and I want to ask this question about honest communication, trust, and saying sometimes things that are hard to your spouse. How does that work in your marriage? Because I know for us, we have very open, honest communication where we have learned to be honest with each other. If it's something that we don't like, even though we know it may hurt our spouse's feelings a little bit, it's better to tell them the truth than to allow it to keep going. How does it work in your marriage?
I think it's definitely necessary. You know, we had to learn that, and we're still learning that we have to talk about things and deal with things as they are. Because to hold it in or to sugarcoat it, it doesn't do you no good in the long run. So over the years, we're still practicing that. We're still learning that you definitely, that's the key, is to be open and honest and having that open communication.
Pastor?
How does it work? Like Apostle said a few minutes ago, it's necessary, but sometimes, you know, it's hurtful, but it's needed. You know, some don't always want to hear, you know, the truth, but you know, the truth is necessary, especially when you're in a relationship and you're trying to make it work. You know, sometimes you got to tell them, you know, yeah, your breath a little stink today. You know, I'm gonna need you to do something about that. You know, sometimes, you know, we just don't want to hear the truth. But, you know, we got to do what we got to do to make it work, because you can't just cover up everything, because those cover-ups are not going to last long.
That's good. That took me, because I do the same thing, because I'll be the same way. I'm like, babe, you got to handle that, because if I profess that I love him and he loves me, and we can't be honest enough to each other and say, you know, what's really going on, then nobody else out there is going to be honest. So he look out for me and I look out for him. So, yeah.
Right. And we believe that, like, I shouldn't allow her to go out jacked up. She shouldn't allow me to go out jacked up. And then people are looking like, that Pastor Karen? You know, I should be the one to say, that handle ain't working. You know, that honest between the two of us. So when she's out, no one's going, what in the world?
Right.
Amen. I think you learn along the way that it's not what you say, but how you say it. And that's where the love comes in. You know, how we talk to one another, not just what we're saying, not just the correction, but it's a way to say things. So you learn that along the way.
Okay, we already talked about balancing in a relationship, honest communication. Let's talk about quality time. Being pastors, would you agree or disagree that going to church together is the same as spending quality time?
No.
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 No way.
When we at church, I feel like in leadership position, we work it. Sunday is a work day, as far as I'm concerned. I'm giving the Lord my time, but that's my work day. So that definitely is not our quality time. Our quality time is those alone time, those date nights, and those times that we get to to spend with each other, just us. That's why I'm looking forward to being an empty nester. She's struggling with it. I'm trying to get these kids out. I want to see what it's like for it just to be us, be able to go and come as we please and do a little more things, just us. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, Pastor Charmaine.
That was an invitation. Come on.
I don't know, because hey, I don't know, like you say, I'm struggling with it, and no, I definitely don't feel like being in church is quality time, because I'm a clingy person. I'm touchy-feely, and I won't do all that in church. I try to do the right thing in church. So when we in church, there ain't no quality time for us. We got to do what we got to do and handle business while we in church. So no, that's definitely not quality time at all.
I have a question. Being pastors, authors, business owners, entrepreneurs, and we know this because we know you guys. I'm trying to make sure the audience understands all the different hats that you actually wear, and successfully. You guys are very successful at what you do. How is it saying no to something that's going to interrupt your quality time? I know for me, I struggled with that for a while.
We got good at that.
Yeah, and he's good at it, but I'm not. He will tell somebody no in a minute, but I'm like, well, let me think about it. Let me see. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try. I be trying not to hurt people's feelings too bad by telling them no. He'll say no, and he'll go with it, and he'll take seconds about it. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not coming. No, I'm not taking that appointment. I'm like, well, gosh, Derrick, you could at least wait a minute and let me talk to the people. Or, he don't. Nah.
That's only because I'm a little more direct. She'll say she's gonna think about it, but she knows she can't do it. She just don't want to say no at first. If I have my itinerary and my schedule set up, I know what I can do and what I can't do. So why would I drag you out to make you think I'm gonna think about it? I know I just can't do it. It's not saying no like I don't want to do it. I'm unable to do it. So, and again, I'll still tell you respectfully, or just say, we're unable to do that. I'm unable to make that, but I don't have to think about it long because I already know what I got going on. So
I feel sorry for people.
I don't feel bad. But at the same respect, I don't feel bad when people tell me no. So that's why I don't have no problem saying no. When I ask a yes or no question, I'm prepared for a yes or no answer. A lot of people ask a yes or no question, but they really want to hear the answer they want to hear. And they're upset with you when you don't answer like they want you to. I can't help those people. I have no answer for that.
I still struggle sometimes with saying no. I think I've gotten better.
Yeah, you definitely have gotten better.
At telling people no. Do you guys work on, or do you prioritize setting up me time and us time?
We do. I don't think we've done it as much here lately as we should have, but we normally do. We need to get back on that because we used to have our schedule out and figure out. Now we do it a little bit more spontaneous though, where she might message me at work, say you want to go out tonight, and I'd be like sure, because we don't have no babies no more, so we can do it a little more spontaneous. Kids were younger. Yeah, you got to plan. You got to plan when they're young because you got to get a babysitter. You got to make sure everything's taken care of. Now we're a lot more spontaneous with it. We just pop up and say, let's go out to eat. We ain't got to drag nobody behind us, so we going. She ain't got no babies. He working. He at work right
now. So many people misinterpret intimacy with just being sexual. Speaking from experience, what are some intimate ways a couple could keep the sparks alive in their marriage?
Believe it or not, he likes it when he comes outside and he cut the grass, or if he outside doing something, I just come out and I'll sit outside with him while he cutting the grass or whatever, he's trimming the hedges, whatever he's doing outside. And it's like, it does something to me just to sit outside and watch him, whatever he's doing. Or I'll go walk over to his shop, and while he's in here, he might be cutting hair or in here working or doing whatever he's doing. I'll just come and sit with him. And I feel like that's a moment, between us where no one is interfering, or it's just the two of us where we have time. So I think that I like doing that. I just like doing that, you know.
To be honest, it means a lot to me. I don't know if we've ever talked about it before, but just having her there, it's like support in whatever I'm doing. And sometimes like she'll be watching the program that she like. I don't particularly like the program she watch, but I'll sit there and watch with her and conversate with her about whatever it is. It's like we're taking interest in each other. I believe that's where intimacy starts. And a lot of times, and I would say that's why it made me think back to when I just said that, you know, not what you say, but how you say it, even how you talk to one another, it can mess up intimacy. You know, if you're always snapping at each other, it's really intimate with the person that you snapping at all day or been snapping at you all day. It's hard to want to walk by and just touch them or stroke them when they've been, you know, cutting you down all day. So you gotta pay attention. The intimacy starts way before you even walk toward the bedroom. Intimacy is an all-day thing, in my opinion. Even when I tell her when I first shave my head, and she'll touch and just rub the back of my head because my head's all smooth when I first shave it. I love that. That to me, that's intimacy. You know, and we do that sometimes. We be driving in the car and she'll just rub the back of my head. When I first cut my hair and I first shaved my hair, I'll come to her and say, babe, and she's gonna give me a little rub on the head, and all that's a part of intimacy to me. And we mess it up, not thinking. We thinking it's in the bedroom, so we want to do and say whatever we want to do, and then get in the bedroom and be sexual. It'd be like the other person might ain't be in the mood because look how you acted all day long. Now you want to be intimate. You don't do it all off.
That's a great point, Apostle, because for a lot of men, they don't understand that intimacy actually starts outside of the bedroom. So they have a problem at night or whenever in the bedroom because they hadn't been intimate with their spouse throughout the day.
Yep.
Okay.
Amen.
Before we go, each of you say something to encourage couples who may be feeling lonely or neglected.
I'll say when you're a couple or you're about to be a couple, you can't just say, oh, I just love this person. I just want to be with this person for the rest of my life. You got to also like that person as well. Because if you don't like them, it ain't going to take long for you to fall out of love with them. So you got to learn how to also like the person that you're with, you know, like coming home to them and enjoy being around them.
And if your spouse is your friend, and you say that's your friend, then treat them like your friend. I try to do right by my friends. You know what I'm saying? I want to spend time with my friends. I talk to my friends. I listen to my friends. If this is my friend, then I got to treat her like my friend. Because if we're not friends, nothing else is really going to matter if you're not friends.
That's so true. Pastor Karen is my best friend.
And you definitely my best friend, baby.
Listen, we like to thank the Moons for joining us this evening on talking about. Sorry.
Come on, baby.
I love my family. Well, what about me?
Thank you all so much. We would like to thank WYTV7 Community Broadcasting Network for hosting Is Love Enough? If you would like to be a guest, you can email us at gtlm.isloveenough@gmail.com or give us a call at 912-509-0178. You can also give a donation at WYTV7.org. Click on Donate Now and give.
Thank you for joining
Us on
Is Love Enough?